Ryan, if the Chiefs win a third straight Super Bowl in 2024, are they the greatest dynasty of all time?
No, it's still the Patriots. I mean,
Okay.
Patriots did
Yeah,
over 20 years.
look, I mean,
Not,
I mean, three in a row is
Never been done.
Never been done. Never been done.
I get it, but I mean, 3 years ago we were talking about how Tom Brady has 7, and the Patriots have 6, and everything that he and Bill Belichick did together. And look, I give the Chiefs a ton of credit. Andy Reid's been around the block. He just didn't show up 2 years ago and started winning all these games. He's been around since probably the 80s, definitely the 90s, and he had all that success with Philadelphia. By the way, he might be the OG Kyle Shanahan. He never could win in Philly, and then he needed to change the scenery. So maybe that's Kyle Shanahan's future at some point. Maybe we'll get traded to the Bengals, and the Bengals will start winning Super Bowls. Breach. But I think, look, if they win the next 2 in a row, then yes, no, you're not going to argue for me 7 or otherwise. But right now, I'm willing to remember that not too long ago, the Patriots were virtually unbeatable.
It isn't just insane. I think I said this a million times this past week, but it's so insane that like Patrick Mahomes could have won 6 Super Bowls to start his career. That is not an outrageous suggestion. He was basically 2 plays away from making it 2 6 straight Super Bowls. And then I guess you could say he got blown out by the Buccaneers, but if the offensive line's healthier, maybe things are different. For this specific season, though, Breach, I mean, everybody saddles back up. I mean, do we think Travis Kelce is going to retire? I don't. And why would he? He's maybe the most famous man on the planet.
I don't think Kelce and maybe they did briefly think about retirement, but I think Andy Reid, and it's pretty clear Travis Kelce, both want to come back and get a 3-peat. And I think winning this part is part of that drive where we can do something that no team in NFL history has ever done. And so now you come back and you feel like you have a real good chance because you look at the best teams. I mean, they manhandled the Baltimore Ravens. They beat all the best teams in the playoffs. The Bills have no idea what to do against the Chiefs anymore. And it's one of those where they're just in their head now and have that psychological advantage. The Ravens they got dominated by the Chiefs in the postseason. You really look around, and of course I can say there's only one active quarterback in the NFL right now who has beaten Patrick Mahomes in a playoff game, and that's Joe Burrow. But Joe Burrow's got to prove he can stay healthy. So he can't just keep missing games and expect that the Bengals are going to be awesome. If the Bengals are healthy, they can compete with the Chiefs, but who knows? So right now, the Chiefs are the top of the class in the AFC, and there's no reason they can't win a third one.
I thought Kevin Clark had a good tweet, Wilson, our buddy Kevin Clark of ESPN and of This Is Football podcast. He said that Mahomes reminds him of Michael Jordan because much like Jordan, he basically takes the not the reputation, but sort of like the legacy of other like really, really good opponents and peers. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Kyle Shanahan to a degree, and completely like changes their legacies as a result of his greatness. And I think Kyle Shanahan probably has 2 Super Bowls if Patrick Mahomes doesn't exist. If
Josh Allen's probably been to a Super Bowl at least once if Patrick Mahomes doesn't exist.
But this was the same conversation we had about Peyton and Tom. I mean, don't get mad, get better.
Or Phil and Tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah, similar thing. All right, what, Wilson, does year 2 of Taylor Swift in the NFL look like?
I mean, Breach talked about it last night. She feels like she's a legit fan. I wonder now that she's won a Super Bowl in her first go-round if she's just going to stay on tour and not be as that many games, or if they get engaged, and then what does that look like? He flies in from L.A. to do the games. Travis Kelce does. I mean, there are a lot of moving parts. Breach, you're the pop culture correspondent. I would imagine you have a better take on this than I do.
I would say year 2 is going to be good for her because now it's been normalized that she's at games. We've gotten all this coverage in year 1. They won the Super Bowl. It does not get any bigger than that. And I think next season will be commonplace. And so when she shows up at games, she's obviously going to be shown because she's Taylor Swift, but people aren't going to fawn all over it. And we're not going to see 12 million tweets sent about. Maybe it's down to 8 million in year 2. And I think she's going to be more comfortable attending games and mingling with everybody. And as we said in the Super Bowl, she looked like she was enjoying herself, except, when it was close and she was biting her nails. But Taylor Swift looks like a legit NFL fan. I think she's here for the long haul. And I think we'll see her at a just said, Wilson, if they're engaged, that could change things because then it becomes like a pre-wedding tour
Have you already written that story?
Maybe I got to get the shell ready. But if that is the case, then then that excitement returns, and they're going to celebrate every time she's in the stadium next year, and that's all anyone's going to want to talk about. So I think that would be the twist, where this year 2 would be bigger than year 1 if Travis and Taylor are engaged.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think a offseason proposal ratchets up things. But if she just comes back and is just, his girlfriend again for another year, which isn't like that outrageous to suggest. I mean, like, they haven't known each other that long. Then I think it's entirely plausible that this does become a little bit normalized. And I'd give credit to CBS. It's our employer. I understand that it sounds like I'm kissing butt. I'm good at something that I do frequently. But I do think that when you take the way, and we talked about this after the AFC Championship game, she was serving for like 44 seconds in the AFC Championship game. And Breach, you correctly pointed out, we will probably see more Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl. But that's also because more people were watching the Super Bowl because of Taylor Swift. And I think that I thought that we did a good job with it, especially considering everything that was at stake and how Kelce was struggling early on and how she was even acting like she chugged a beer.
Yeah.
She chugged a beer and slammed the cup like a rally beer. She's chewing her nails. I mean, I thought I'm a fan of Taylor Swift at football games. It doesn't bother me at all. I think anybody who does get bothered needs to, get a grip in reality. But I think we see it normalized a bit, as Breach said, unless they're engaged, in which case, boom.
And it was awesome to see them out on the strip celebrating Sunday night, drinking, having fun. Travis Kelce went up to the DJ booth and was singing some Taylor Swift songs, which I think everyone thought was hilarious. That's what you want to see, though. And look, she doesn't get to go out in public. Think of all the pictures you've seen with Taylor Swift with past boyfriends. They're from 6 miles away because the paparazzi are using their Zoom cams, because Taylor Swift was in a bubble. She didn't get to live her life. And now with Travis Kelce, she gets to live this life and be out in the public eye and enjoy herself, which is something that she just really didn't seem like she got for the past few years.
Yep. She seems genuinely happy, just like Ryan Wilson does every time he's on this podcast. All right. That'll do it for us. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Of course, we have the Super Bowl recap in the feed. No show tomorrow. Thank you, NFL
24 hours of recovering
overlords. Yeah, I need to find some lozenges. We will be back on Wednesday with a Tuesdays with Brady show. Brady Quinn and Leger Duzable will join myself, although I have to schedule some situation thing and we'll figure it out. But for now, that'll do it for us. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you guys later.